You think you need courage. You think you need to be fearless. But look at the flame. The more you blow on it, the wilder it dances. Fear is the same. The more you fight it, the stronger it becomes. Most men live their entire lives in the shadow of this flame. Afraid to speak. Afraid to act. Afraid to be who they really are. Your heart pounds. Your hands shake. You tell yourself, don't be scared. But the voice in your head screams louder. The samurai knew a secret. They didn't conquer fear. They didn't fight it. They entered a state where fear simply has no place to exist. They called it Mushin, no mind. Today, we stop fighting the storm. Today, we become the ocean. Today, we learn the art of disappearing from our own fear. This content is distilled from ancient philosophy and modern psychology for educational purposes. It is not medical advice. Kyoto. The year is 1604. Miyamoto Musashi stands alone at the Ichijoji temple. 70 men from the Yoshioka clan are waiting in the mist to kill him. History remembers him as a demon of war. But history often forgets the truth. At that moment, Musashi was not a god. He was a 21-year-old boy. And he was terrified. His heart hammered against his ribs like a trapped bird. His vision tunneled. His mouth went dry. He gripped his sword so hard his knuckles turned white. Does this feel familiar? You might not be facing 70 swordsmen. But you know this feeling. It is the cold grip in your stomach before a public speech. It is the paralysis when you want to approach someone you like, but your legs won't move. It is the suffocating pressure of a deadline. Musashi made a mistake that night, a mistake you make every single day. He tried to fight the fear. He told himself, I must be brave. I must not shake. But by fighting the fear, he gave it power. He stepped out, stiff, rigid, his mind clouded by the noise of his own anxiety. And because of that stiffness, he almost died. Musashi sought answers from the eccentric monk, Takuan Soho. He expected comfort. He expected a secret sword technique. But Takuan simply laughed at him. He said, Musashi, you are too heavy. You carry your reputation. You carry your fear of death. You carry your need to be perfect. That is why you shake. The sword is light, but your mind is heavy. Takuan revealed the brutal truth. Fear is not a monster hunting you. Fear is a bodyguard, hired by your ego. As long as you try to protect Musashi, the great swordsman, you will always be afraid of losing him. You are anxious about that meeting, because you are protecting your image. You are scared of rejection, because you are protecting your pride. Takuan gave Musashi a new concept. Not a weapon, but a state of being. Fudoshin, the immovable mind. Imagine the ocean. On the surface, there are storms, waves, chaos. But deep down, at the bottom, there is only silence. Fudoshin is not stopping the storm on the surface. It is sinking your mind to the bottom, where the waves cannot touch you. Takuan was not speaking in riddles. Today, modern neuroscience confirms exactly what the samurai knew 400 years ago. Inside your brain, there is an ancient alarm system called the amygdala. Its only job is to spot danger. A tiger, a fire, a sword. When it sees a threat, it screams. And when the amygdala screams, it shuts down the prefrontal cortex. This is the part of your brain responsible for logic, strategy, and control. Scientists call this the amygdala hijack. When you are terrified, you literally become stupid. Your IQ drops. Your fine motor skills vanish. That is why Musashi froze. That is why you stutter in that meeting. The watchdog has killed the CEO of your brain. But Fudoshin is the countercode. It is the training of the vagus nerve to override that alarm. When Musashi creates an immovable mind, he is maintaining blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, keeping the CEO in charge, even while the building is on fire. He didn't remove the fear. He simply refused to let the fear touch the steering wheel. So how do we turn off the alarm? You do not need a mountain cave. You need a protocol. Here is the Ronin reset method. 3 steps to kill fear in 30 seconds. Step 1, the anchor breath. When you are scared, you breathe from your chest. Fast and shallow. This tells the brain, we are dying. You must reverse the signal. Breathe into your tanden, 2 inches below your navel. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. This forces the vagus nerve to physically slow down your heart rate. You are hacking your own biology. Step 2, the void gaze, or Enzen no Metsuke. Fear creates tunnel vision. You stare at the threat, the email, the audience. Musashi taught, look at the far mountain. Do not stare hard. Soften your eyes. Expand your vision until you can see the walls, the ceiling, the corners of the room, without moving your eyeballs. When you engage your peripheral vision, your brain switches from alert mode to panoramic mode. You cannot be panicked when you see the whole picture. Step 3, the little death. The samurai meditated on their death every morning, so that when battle came, they were already dead. Ask yourself, what is the absolute worst that can happen? I lose my job? I get rejected? I look stupid? Accept it. Say to yourself, I am already dead. This has already happened. Once you accept the worst, fear loses its leverage. You are free. Let's go back to that night. 70 men charge. The air is filled with death. The old Musashi would have panicked. But this Musashi breathes. He activates the protocol. Deep breath into the tanden. The anchor drops. Eyes expand to the mountains. The tunnel vanishes. He whispers to his ego, you are already dead. And in that moment of acceptance, the fear evaporates. The amygdala goes silent. The world slows down. He enters the zone. The Mushin state. He does not think, block left, strike right. There is no he. There is only the movement. The sword moves by itself. 70 men are not attacking a warrior. They are attacking a ghost. He flows through the chaos like water through rocks. He wins, not because he is angry, but because he is empty. The battle at Ichijoji is over. But your battle begins tomorrow morning. You do not hold a katana. You hold a phone, a steering wheel, a contract. But the enemy is the same. The enemy is the noise in your head. The amygdala screaming that you are not enough. Remember the protocol. Drop the anchor. See the mountain. Accept the death. You do not need to be fearless. You only need to be empty. When you are empty, you are immovable. Most people will watch this video, feel motivated for 5 minutes, and go back to being a slave to their anxiety. But you are still here. That means you are different. You are ready to walk the path. If you are ready to let go of fear and embrace the void, make your vow in the comments. Write, I am Fudoshin. Do not just type it. Mean it. This is your first step into the dojo. Walk the path.